Hey there, fellow explorers, Rhadamant here. Thank you for tuning in to Ostranauts Garrison. Episode 33, Folk Punk Flotilla Bound. Well, let's go ahead and get some shut-eye. Fuel reg. There's a few things actually on this ship I intend to sell. So let's trade those in. So let's see. Oh, the sleeping bunk is loose. I need to reinstall that if I'm going to sleep, but obviously I would have noticed. For now, I'm going to be selling the coolers, because they're just so common. The fuel reg. This was my spare suit. I'm going to sell the spear, because I don't really see using a spear over katana. The PDAs. 4K on that one. 1K on that one. Almost 2K on that one. Not bad. 19K. I don't think there was much else I wanted to do. Oh, you know what? I'll just buy some new O2 bottles rather than have to fill them up myself. So I think this one is full. Whatever. They're so cheap. I'm just going to buy 2 new ones rather than try to figure out if they're new or old. O2 bottles are just like completely dime a dozen. I was sort of hoping for compression pants, but no such luck. There, I have 3 fresh O2 bottles, so that's just not a problem that I'm going to run into. How many HE tanks will we need? It depends on whether we're going to do torch burns or not. If we don't do torch burns, 1 is fine. If we do torch burns, more than 1 would be ideal. So I have a spare full, and then I swapped the one I have on out. So we have 2 ox bottles there that like need to be, you know, thrown away or whatever. Sold. But I'll do that later, because right now at what, 1900, we're gonna go to sleep. Really? Fine. Work, install it, and then go to sleep. Character was like, haha, you've scheduled me for free time, so I am now unconscious. Come on. There we go. Resting comfortably. Go. Right, I forgot to turn off the switch here, and it's been annoying the whole time. Alright, before I leave, let's renew licenses. I know I have time left on mine, but I don't want to have to worry about it, and I have 500,000 credits, so it's not like something I need to worry about. And then I will use the public toilet, hopefully for the last time ever. Artisan, thank you for the gifted subs. And I'll also buy some nice food. So let's buy a 7-day license. Actually, let's buy a 30-day license. There we go. We now are a proud owner of a 30-day license, so I really don't have to care about permits for a very long time. I want some of this. Street food. All right, let's see. What do we eat first? Chili vinegar fish balls. Okie dokie. I meant to sell that helmet too, so let's sell the ox bottle and the helmet. Is the helmet somewhere where it isn't in a barter zone? Oh no, it's right here. I'm just blind. Okie dokie. What was the timer refresh on scrap? Next inventory is in 12 hours? The reason I'm looking at that is, like, it's possible that I will be offered a heavy water tank to purchase. I'm totally not against buying it. If I have the option to buy it, I absolutely will jump at that. But it's not being sold now. And then, I think, is the supply on the same timer? Yeah, it's on the same timer. Okay, so likewise, compression pants or anything else that I'm potentially looking for, we could buy there as well. Don't forget to reinstall the antenna. I think I'm actually not going to reinstall the antenna until I generate my own power, because the antenna does suck down a considerable amount of my power. So I'll leave it alone. Oh, that's not what I meant to do. I always forget. Toggle power. So, back out to the boneyard, looking for heavy water tanks or mobile light walling. One or the other. Nope, I haven't paid. There you go. Death and taxes, the only two guarantees you have in life. Bulk pump? Oh, I already have an antenna. The other antenna was a spare. Because it's possible that micrometeorite strikes strike your antenna and make you non-compliant. So, we have an antenna installed. I don't need to worry about that. The law, as you can see, if we didn't have an antenna, our transponder IFF would be off. You can't actually send out your IFF without one, right? So, that's a good way to know that you're law compliant. Because I'm too shy to talk to the black market dealer, I'm going to get rid of my old permits this way. By tossing them out into space. And maybe someone finds them before they run out. And then we have a backpack with meals in it, which sounds disgusting to me. Oh, nope, that's not my hand. It also happens to be the bloody backpack. Like, there's so much wrong with this. Alright, before we go to new derelicts, let's switch out batteries and the like, so we have fresh tools. I'll even start to restore the batteries themselves. Which is funny, using a battery to restore a battery. Nope, that's not what I wanted. Inventory. Thank you. Oh, fine. Be like that. Because, you know, a restored battery obviously holds more charge. So, this is now condition 100. This is condition 100. Perfect. So we've got... Here we go. Fixing up the batteries. So now these batteries on the ground, once they're... Oh, my Weber didn't... Hang on a minute. I thought I restored this, but clearly I did not. Oh, no, I did restore it. Okay. Great. So now... My current gaunt needs repair. Man, I'm getting confused. There we go. So now all the batteries are restored. That was unnecessarily confusing. And I should probably at some point do that with my... Well, I don't have a soldering iron to repair the torch itself. I just realized. So maybe I'll keep an eye out for soldering irons. What was in this pouch? I feel like that pouch had something. I'll put my work light in there. Oh, it had my... had my power drill. Alright, the other thing is suit battery. Yep, I was at 4%. I figured it was something like that. Another thing is, like, the spare suit I have here could be in a bin. And then, I should probably put, like, battery filter, CO2 cartridge, all that stuff in it. So that it can actually serve as a spare. Because as it is now, it is not a spare. It's just a suit. I would suffocate in it. So there are 2 derelicts in this direction that I've not yet checked out. And then I think these 3 are the ones that I searched last stream where I lost the save data. Oh, and then that one just flicked on down to the south. Well, I'll call it southwest. So, if I wanted to put the tank here, I would need to expand the reactor room just a little bit. I think what I'm going to end up doing is put, like, bubbles out here for the tanks, and then try to shrink the rest of the room. I'm going to do a lot of, like, reactor room fine-tuning. Because, the concept is, if you want it maintainable for one person, you want to design... you want to design a ship kind of as small as possible, and that also helps with, like, fuel economy and other things. So while we're in transit to the new ship, I'm going to pull the reactor tanks down so they're not filling up my cargo bay. Is there a way... Well, gray and yellow ships on the screen, 1 derelict, the others are alive? Yeah, the others are other, you know, scrappers, like me. So they are, you know, captained ships. Smallest possible, way too much floor then? Yeah, well, I'll be revisiting that. Alright, so I think this is going to be a near miss. So I'll just whiz on by JQ3T. Is the extra conduit needed? No, but I did intend to move the transponder if we ever made a closed bridge. So I'm not gonna bother with that until we actually close the bridge. Well, let's see if we're in luck. Still looking for the heavy water tank, and then mobile light structure. I don't know why I did that. Not much got damaged, though. Came in too hot. Was slow to ramp up thrust. And big old nothing over here. This ship is boring. It's Railka styled, which would have been nice if I was building a Railka ship at this point, but I'm not. So let's go. Ain't nothing to see here. The other ship that I wanted to go to is currently occupied. But I'm gonna head there anyway. Hoping that the scrapper that's there moves away. Because I can be patient and just like wait for them to decouple. Give myself some like R&R or something. As I'm sure you might have noticed, all ships only have one docking port, so you can't, unless you're like a station, like Flotilla or K-Leg, you can't have multiple ships docked at a time. Which means until whatever his name is leaves, I'm just gonna match speed and sit here. Actually, hold on. Maybe they're not even docked. Nope, they're docked. No empty docking port. Alright. Well, I did do a micro collision. Is there anything to repair? Seriously, no? What about outside? Still no? I've got 9 hours of power left. We're pretty charged up. Is there anywhere else near here? There was this down there. Yeah, I think it makes sense just to be patient, because I feel like as soon as I like leave the area, this other ship will decouple. So this is the GAC 8. With Israel Fitzpatrick. Isn't that the name of the... Oh, similar name to the corpse I found earlier? I'm just going through old message logs. Basically getting stanned by police. Police chatter type stuff. Alright, well, if we're waiting here, let's remember family. Or something. Alright, I am going to turn and burn. Rather than sitting here where we're really not being productive, let's kill match speed. The ship that was docked here just decoupled, so we'll go to that salvage over there. And leave this... Well, before I actually leave, let's double check that it's not, Yeah, okay. It's still docked with. So we'll try this other one. He's gonna decouple the moment I leave. I just know it. I just know it. Repair katana in an aggressive manner. Well, no, I've never killed a non-criminal, right? I don't kill non-criminals. I kill criminals. So Given that they haven't committed any crimes, I really don't need to be feisty with them. Hey, Rude Meshi. Thank you for the resub. Alright, let's get there fast. Now, there is a potential collision with J445C, so I'll have to keep an eye on that as we approach, because that would be unfortunate. Come on, searching for intimacy. I just longed for a better love life a moment ago, dude. Read some of my books while I'm waiting? That's a very fine idea. So let's figure out what book we could read. So taking a look at my skills, civil engineering. So like spaceships, anything that I have skills in, like spaceship engineering, I don't need. Hacking, I don't need. Electrical engineering, I am fully trained in. Yep. Combat engineering, civil engineering. Let's do civil. I have 2 electrical. Okay, so the only other, I have combat and civil, and those are the only 2 that I have not yet fully understood. So now I'm studying up on civil engineering. Can a bathroom have a fusion reactor in it? No. Bathrooms are actually, nah, technically not true. The thing is, reactors aren't allowed. It would be classified as a reactor, I think. Uh-oh, shoot. And reactors aren't allowed to have bathrooms in it. Basically, most facilities don't want toilets. Alright, we're not going to collide. We're fine. But given that I'm only 3 minutes away, I don't know how much civil engineering I can even bother reading before we're basically there. Starting to do the slowdown burn. Fixing cross velocity. And bearings. Done. So a reactor room, to answer that question a little bit better. Actually, yeah, you could have your toilet in your reactor room. I guess the reactor room already has to deal with, radioactive waste. Why not human waste, too? With that said, Garrison here wants a luxury ship. Or a high-functioning ship. Basically, his home away from humanity. Which means a proper bathroom. Oh god, I'm doing it again. Why do I keep hot parking? So, this is a Doe Lunamax. Is big. I don't know if it has good stuff, though. Let's go check it out. What is that? Oh, has a towing brace. Yoink! You don't see those in the wild very often. Which is why I was immediately like, what is that? Because I've had towing braces before, but infrequently enough that I don't recognize them immediately. The other thing I was thinking of is taking sensors. O2, N2, temp, CO2 sensors. So that my stuff can all have working sensors. Oh! This has quite the reactor room. There's hope for a tank here. Not in this room, though. So it's got a fuel reg, capacitor. Although I know I can salvage for money, I don't think I'm going to until I have the goals done. I know that might sound weird, but like, at some point in this game, money doesn't matter. And I'm very much at that point now. Like, I have no debts. I could buy derelicts easy peasy. So getting a comfortable ship is far more important, and money doesn't help solve that, which is why, like, leaving components, yeah, that's why I'm like, just, I don't really care about the components. That was pointless. I, like, flew in from the other side to, to salvage it. I was salvaging it to get through it. Oh, this thing has a bunk. Not seeing tanks here, though. And it's obviously not mobile light systemed. So O2 and N2 so far are spare alarms. I think I've just about poked around all of it now. There's a few shelves and bins I haven't gone through, but if there was a heavy water tank, I think I would have noticed it by now. Yeah, the reactor really is just a backup battery for me. You are not incorrect about that. The thing is, for Captain Garrison here to disengage from humanity, and to go from pathologically shy to full-on misanthrope, I need... It doesn't make sense to have like 1,000 batteries hooked up to your ship. Like, that's pretty silly. So he obviously realizes reactor is the way to go, which is why I'm searching so hard for it. Alright, we're done here. Some of these parts obviously needed repair, but I brought, you know, some of the electrical stuff I found. And what do we got? PDA. So the docked ship is still docked, so I'll go to somewhere else. This was the spider phase. So we'll head over here to stay roughly in the same neighborhood. Once the rooms are more closer to completion, that's when I'm going to bother with pumps. Alright, so we're traveling at 300. So I've been doing spicier transfer burns, and because of that, I'll have to be more cognizant of, like, when we're gonna slam. There we go. So the N2 and O2 alarms are fixed all the way up. And I'm sure there was other alarms there, I just didn't bother sorting through the wreckage as much. You know what? Is that ship way out there the one where I, like, marooned a person? Does anyone know? Maybe someone can do the legwork for me, which I honestly should have done myself. The ship that I had gotten in a docking fight with? That sounds dirty. Do you guys remember the code? Because I would like to visit them. I'm not planning on killing them, though. I just want to revisit to see what ended up happening of that situation. They may already be not alive. True. That is true. Yes, the one where I revoked their driver's license. I forgot their transponder code. It's a Titan Max, the Moaning Fire. Gross name, guy. Or gal. But, yeah, whatever. Looks pretty broken. A flickering power systems? We'll see if we can get a battery swapped on. Make searching this a little bit easier. I've not been doing that, but I should have been. Oh, Ossifex. Actually, I'll grab that. No, they have bullets. Oh, and grav pens. The 2CV, 002CV. Got it? If we end up finding that thing organically, I'm not gonna like go out of my way to seek it out because it doesn't actually have loot I want. But if I'm in the neighborhood, you know? Construction Engineering. I think I already have that book. At some point I should like make an effort to sell the duplicate and triplicate books I have, because having copies of everything done really help. A working nav and a working transponder. Will it break? Yes. Now, one thing I don't bother doing is pulling data off of nav stations, which can make nav stations more expensive. Technically speaking, the data on nav stations I don't think gets sold because it's powered off and as a result inaccessible. So if you really want to make the most amount of money out of a nav station, you need to like install the nav station, pull the data off, put it on like a PDA or something, and then you can sell that information separate from the nav. But for me, because money is really not something I'm after, that sounds like work and not something I'm going to be doing. But if you're new and starting out, that would be smarter. Also, I'm sure you noticed, but this is not a mobile light ships type, so I'm not going to find mobile light stuff here. A lot of pumps. I don't know what they were doing, why they needed so many damn pumps. And I didn't find any batteries to swapsies with. Not yet, at least. Oh. Well, there were cargo bays here at some point. That's... Oh! What? Really? Holy hell. That's... hyper unusual to find a Weber. I can't think of a time I ever found one. I mean, they're not insanely expensive, but it's pretty rare. Very unusual find. But yeah, those are obviously where cargo bay was once. Oh, there's a battery. How do I get in there? There we go. So this is their reactor room. I can now repair mine. Exactly. And I'll have a spare set of tools for the person that will never exist. Forever crewless. Well, that didn't help. There's like no lights in this at all. I'm gonna bring the MHD. I'm gonna leave the rest of the parts. I know MHDs are like worth a little bit more than the rest of the parts, so because I'm already walking back to my ship, I'm just gonna like think about it this way. I'll take like the priciest one item or two items of a ship off the ship for salvage and like leave the rest. Still haven't found my tank. Nope. If I had, it would have been listed above my head as done. Let's try another one. It was a nice ship. So there is something, let's call it east of me. The Bye-Bye Moaning Fire. This one's pretty far out. I mean, there's a bunch. There's a few between me and the Flotilla, so maybe I'll check them out. I could also head to the Flotilla. I don't think the Flotilla is going to have anything that I need, but because I hadn't actually been to the Flotilla yet. Eric the Shy here isn't eager to go seek out people, but, like, places are okay. People, not so much. So we'll burn at 200. Let's go 300. So I'll have to be careful about my approach. What is the Flotilla? Lore-wise, the Flotilla is basically like one disgruntled person that got fed up with AOSEC, and they started like welding random ships together to create a platform that they could live separately from you know, K-Leg. So it's functionally that. It's like a pirate port, a lawless port. It's not really pirates, but like people that are just not licensed and don't care for those things. All right, let's also repair the towing brace. I am missing a motor. Got it. So yeah, it's kind of like the other stations, but like way more rundown and sketchy. Time to swap Webers for repairs? Maybe after this dock, after transit. I'm coming in real hot, so I wanted to be at the helm for this. There we go. You were going to suggest head to there if they sell heavy water tanks? I mean, we'll, if I'm heading in that direction, we can always check it out. Wow, my bearings were way off. It's always a little dangerous when you're that far off from your mark docking, because you can easily find yourself slamming into it. Because you're pointing in the wrong direction to do a slowdown burn. Ugh, I should not have time accelerated that much. Yes, the motto, haste makes waste. Well, it's not big. It's quite small. I can't even dock at it 70 meters away. 50 meters. Yep. D1D small. I called it. Yeah, it's a rescue pod. It is tiny. I don't even know why I'm headed over there. Oh, it is mobile light walls. So I guess that's kind of a win. Yoink. Time for a bathroom. Yeah. Also, I could probably scrap the thruster and pump for a motor as well. Well, Operation Toilet Talk is almost done. So we're installing the mobile light walls. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I think what I'll do is I'll just grab a whole bunch. Like, I'll strip this whole little survival pod for all of its walls, so that I have spare walls. You know, what was the total, wait 1 second. So the question I had, sort of rhetorically, was the square footage of the bathroom. Because I could install this kind of like white tile stuff, which looks more like bathroom floors. I wouldn't necessarily be against that. Give it like a aesthetic difference. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Can I get 15 out of this? Probably. Use the whole chicken. Well, this... Right, this way. Alright. I really don't need the soldering iron. I don't know why I picked that up. Okay. If I'm going to swap the floors for this room, first things first... Let's go get some spare conduit, because I want to change the wiring so that it's in the walls, not the way it is now. And then we'll also try to get those towing braces installed too. It'd be cool to have a towing brace. Alright, installing the new conduit, and then I'll remove it from the middle of the room, and soon we'll have a bathroom. Alright, orders, uninstall conduit, 1, 2, 3, 4. Where'd that other conduit go? I installed a conduit here. Oh. Yeah, where did it go? I don't know. But, pick up toilet. Stick it in. Pick up the sink. Stick it in. Nice. And then we'll swap out the floors. So I'm going to close the hatch here, making it so that we are not leaking air. And then uninstall the floor, which is weird because I just put the plumbing in, but whatever. And then we'll probably just get rid of this floor once I'm done. Because I'm phasing out Ryoka in lieu of lightweight. Thank you for tuning in to Ostranauts, which originally streamed live on Twitch. If you have any feedback or questions for me, let me know in the comments below. If you would like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you'd like to join my online gaming community on Discord, Rhadamant.com has a link to it, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching. Special thank you to my Twitch subscribers, Patreon patrons, and viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits. Thank you so very much. I hope to catch you next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell, fellow K-Leg Salvagers.